Hey guys, today I've got a video for all of you guys. I would like to thank Micromax for sending this phone for reviewing purposes. They don't send phones like that, but we got some contacts. So I've got this phone right here for reviewing purposes. Now this phone is a good phone, and now we'll conclude that after we finish this video. The cost of this phone and the design it delivers is very vast. It is a different type of phone which we would see in real life, but the design and the build quality and the ergonomics is just great. Let's look at all the ports. At the bottom we get the micro USB. On the top we get a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right hand side we get a lock, power, unlock button. On the left we get nothing but a volume rocker. On the front of the phone we get a 0.3 megapixel front facing camera, a speakerphone, a proximity sensor, and an ambient light sensor. The ambient light sensor is not mentioned in the specifications of GSM Arena, but it's there. Closer to the 0.3 megapixel front facing camera, above that is a noise cancellation microphone. At the bottom we get nothing because it's an ICS running device. We get a micro USB as I mentioned and another microphone. So in total we have two microphones. The back looks something like this. We get our 5 megapixel camera which is capable of taking SD 480p videos, but the picture quality is decent. We get a LED flash right there. Moving further down, we get our Micromax logo and we get the speaker grill right there. Overall, the speaker does not perform so well, but it does the job. It's got a huge, massive 5-inch screen with a pixel density of 187 ppi and a 480 x 800 pixel display. Overall, it is a looker. It looks pretty good in real life. Once you operate it, it looks pretty good. Here I've got for size comparison the iPod Touch. Now, okay, now you can just see the difference. I'll just keep it above it, and the Micromax is half the size. The iPod is half the size. It's just crazy stuff. So overall, it's a huge display. Let's round up the specs, shall we? It's got a CPU of 1 GHz single core. It's got a 512 megabyte RAM. It's got dual SIM, but from which only one is 3G enabled, so that sucks. But hold on, who needs dual SIM? But in India, you need, because some people just cannot live without dual SIMs. Overall, with the performance, I am pretty impressed. It's got a decent specs on paper, but overall it does the job. Now you cannot complain for the price point, which is 10,000 rupees in India, and if I convert my currency it goes up to 180 USD. I think so, about that. So overall unlocked, okay? So overall it's pretty cheap. Now it runs on Android 4.0.4, so I'll just show you if it does, as it says Android 4.0.4. And for further proof, here we go, ICS ice cream sandwich. So overall, the performance is good. You just cannot complain. Now let's see what Micromax has done in the changing of the UI of this phone. Now on the top we get some quick toggles. If I can show you all, right there. Okay, just let me zoom in, set my tripod, so it's easier for all of you guys to see. Here we go. So we get some quick toggles, which most of the phone makers do because the stock doesn't have it. We get a brightness control right there, a silent mode switch, our Wi-Fi, a Bluetooth, and our data, which is our 3G network and stuff. We get our auto rotation on and off, our airplane mode, the GPS toggle right there, and vibrate. And we get a quick settings icon so that we can directly jump into the settings. Now how does Bluetooth perform? Bluetooth performs pretty great. Now I don't know if it is 3.0 or 2.0, but I tried connecting to the iDrive functioning and it did work pretty great. Everything is just properly managed. It doesn't look shabby in any way. We get our normal stock Android 4.0.4 ice cream sandwich dialer, but the only difference Micromax has done are these two icons right here. Is for the first SIM and is for the second SIM, because this phone is compatible of dual SIMs. So if you want to rock dual SIM, then go ahead and do that. You can switch between those tabs and stuff. It is just easy as crap. I really like how they have changed the contact. It looks pretty good. I like the color scheme, the aqua blue kind of color with those white touches to it. Now you can localize your contacts with family, friends and co-workers, and you get a recently or frequently contacted people. Let's go ahead and compose a message. Okay, now the only difference we see is here we get our first SIM and the second SIM options. So which SIM which you want to send this message to, and it's got voice dictation. Let's see how it works. Hey, I am testing the voice dictation feature on the Google Nexus. Oh wait, I am testing it on the Micromax A100. So as you can see, it did perform okay. It was not bad. It made some features right here. Features. What the hell was that? Some mistakes. It did 8100 and or wait. It was wait or wait. So 2 mistakes. Overall, it does the job. It's a pretty impressive feature. I did it via 3G network, so it worked pretty great. No problem with that. So the voice dictation feature is not really bad. Before I forget, I'm going to show you all that there is no physical button on this phone. It's running on ice cream sandwich. If you don't know what is that, then I'll show you. This is the back button, this is the home button, and this is the multitasking switcher. So if I want to switch between those applications, I can just go ahead and just see my mail and come back again and stuff. So it does those things. So if you don't know what is that, then I think that's that. This feature is a good feature which Micromax has included. Now I have not done a lot of research if it's available on different types of phones, but you get some developer options right here. Now there's one Indian reviewer, I wouldn't like to take his name, but he said that this phone is only compatible with 3 fingers. 3 fingers only. Now I'm gonna prove him wrong. Now what I'm gonna do is okay, hold on. Now let me find. Yeah. Now this is a pointer location which you can get on your developer options. Now I'll show you what can we do. I've got 1 finger right here. I've got 2. I've got 3. I've got 4. I've got 5. I've got 6. Okay, it can do only 5. So he said 3, but it can do 5. So if you're under that impression that, oh man, only 5, only 3, then now you wouldn't say that. Now this phone is not for intense stuff. You wouldn't want to play HD games on this kind of a phone, but it plays some decent games, which I'll just show you right now. Let's see Angry Birds, because people would want to watch how Angry Birds performs, whereas I'm not interested. But again, you gotta do it. It takes some time to load, but that's fine. Come on. My battery's low. Just loading that up. So overall, very smooth animation. Just no problem with the. Let's see some things which I really don't like about this phone. Now see, now where I'm toggling the brightness settings. There's this there's some kind of a flash of red screen all covering the all over screen when I just do anything. This flashing, I don't like that. Why do they do that? I'm not crazy. I know what I've clicked, but there should be a setting. I presume, but I could be wrong. Let's see how the browser performs. I'm sorry if the speed is slow because I'm far off from my router connectivity. So, let's see if it does the job. Let me just type in. Let's go to the Verge. Let's go to the mobile version first. Looks like it has loaded. It looks pretty smooth. You obviously cannot pinch to zoom. It's the mobile version. Let's go to the normal version, the full site. Here is it. I have the full website loaded, and I'm pinching out, and it's not that good. In the browser, it's not that smooth. I would say I'm not impressed the browser performance. Otherwise, the phone is pretty good. Pinching to zoom, it's not a joy. I don't know what to say about this. It's okay. It's nothing great. Not that responsive. But it does the job if you're on the mobile version. But full websites, not a lot of joy, my friends. This 5-inch screen is so good that you want to watch a lot of stuff, in this phone. Now I'll give you some examples. I'll view a comic for all of you guys right there. Where's CBR Comics? Oh, CBR Reader, I'm sorry. If I can find it. I'll come back in a minute. I don't have the CBR viewer, but let's check out the Marvel app for that. Watching, reading comics is a joy. On this phone, the screen is pretty good. I really like the screen. It performs pretty well. And for this kind of screen, you want to watch something like this, and it's so good. Like, man, you cannot complain. So overall, pretty impressive, really nice, really smooth animations, no problem at all. And this phone is totally beautiful for these kind of things. Let's check some other things out. For example, let's check this kind of a widget which Micromax has inbuilt. This is the weather widget by Micromax. It looks good. You get all the time, the place where you live, whereas I don't live in New Delhi. Your temperature right there, humidity, wind, speed, and it says the storm and your date and time, as I said. So pretty impressive stuff Micromax has inbuilt. Some other things are not so good as this one is. So overall, a good try by Micromax. At the end, if you ask me, how is this phone? I would say it's pretty good. Now, I'm not going to do any benchmarks such like that because everyone does those things. This phone is special because of its price. It delivers performance which most of the phones can do, but they don't perform as well as this one does. Nowadays people are so brand obsessed that they don't want to see this kind of a logo on their phone saying Micromax. Now that's a wrong thing. Now I'm not being a salesman like that, but this phone, I've used it for a week and I think the performance is really nice. If you don't want to spend all your money into a good phone or into a really nice phone, it ain't any Samsung Galaxy S3, but whatever it is good. Overall, I am pretty impressed with this phone, and I would never hesitate recommending this to anybody in the market who wants to find a good phone for himself. It has all the good features, it does all the job, it is a good phone, nice screen to it, nice pixel density, really high quality display, high quality stuff, 1 GHz processor. No one wants more than that. I don't want a 1.5 GHz processor until my work is done. So overall, if you want to get an Android, a cheap Android and a working amazing Android, then the Micromax A100 Superfone Canvas will be the phone for you. I am pretty impressed, and I'll never hesitate seeing this logo, this phone in my pocket. If I get a chance to keep this, if Micromax lets me keep this. So now let's see if that happens. Otherwise, this phone is a beautiful phone, and I will never hesitate recommending this phone to you. So if you like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you loved it, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to favorite, comment on this video, as it does help me out a bunch. And if you want more videos like that, don't forget to subscribe. This was Mr. Tech Agent. Before I conclude this video, I'll give you some snapshots about of this phone, so you will like those cinematic looks and stuff. So you, sir, are served, sir.